Hi, I'd like to talk for a few minutes about this program, The Way of the Buddha, which we're very excited about. I began thinking of it in part because in trying to understand just the range, some of the incredible range and the depth of the Buddhist teaching, I remembered that actually it was preserved as an oral tradition. So for maybe 300 years or so after the time of the Buddha, nothing was written down. The teachings were transmitted heart to heart, person to person. And for some people, I've heard kind of greater suspicion about the validity of the teachings because of that. I've also heard from anthropologists that an oral tradition actually can be, in a way, more authentic than a written tradition because people invest. They know it's their responsibility. This knowledge may die if I don't both embody it in terms of my own practice and pass it on to somebody. And so people really feel that responsibility, historically have felt that responsibility and really devote themselves. They dedicate themselves to being able to pass it on. And I understand that. I think of myself, frankly, in this time. And I think I Google something and then I don't even bother to like really absorb it because I think I'll just Google it again tomorrow if I can't remember. Right. So think about that dedication, that devotion, that investment. And in order to make that easier, the vast range of the teachings were divided into these chunks, which were the numbers, the three characteristics, the Four Noble Truths, the five spiritual faculties, the seven factors of enlightenment, the Eightfold Path, and so on. And that made it much easier for people to actually memorize in terms of the transmission of that aspect of the teachings. I also think, as this course is available either for the entire year, which would be a wonderful adventure, or for different months, which are different chunks of the teaching. I actually think that if you look at any one element, say the Four Noble Truths, or the three characteristics, or the five spiritual faculties, we actually find the entirety of the path. And that's always fascinated me. It's like a fractal, although I didn't know the word fractal when I was first practicing, where the smallest part or a small part is a replica of the whole. You think of a shoreline where some little part of it is uh, is having the same pattern as the entirety of it. And so we take just one element of the path in that way, and we find the questions of suffering and the end of suffering. We find the idea of really what is the breathtaking sense of possibility that the Buddha had for human beings like you and me, that our lives could look transformed in terms of wisdom and compassion, love, connection, and that we are capable of that, that that's really a possibility. And you find it in each of these distinct elements. And so however you might be able to explore this course, either a chunk or several chunks or the entire year, I think it could be of great benefit. It'd be wonderful to come together in these ways. I try to invite people, the different teachers, to participate with the particular framework they were most passionate about, they were most excited about. And I think that is really going to be reflected in all of the presentations. So please consider joining us.